The Mercedes AMG SLS AMG C197 is one of the most iconic modern supercars ever produced by Mercedes-Benz and a spiritual successor to the legendary 300 SL Gullwing. Produced between 2010 and 2014, it was the first car developed entirely in-house by Mercedes AMG, marking a major milestone for the performance division. At its heart sits a naturally aspirated 6.2-liter M159 V8 engine, producing around 563 horsepower and 650 newton-meters of torque, paired with a 7-speed AMG speed-shift dual-clutch transmission mounted at the rear in a transaxle layout for near-perfect weight distribution. This setup allows the SLS AMG to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3.7 seconds, delivering explosive performance combined with a raw, high-revving soundtrack that became instantly legendary. The defining feature is its long bonnet and distinctive gullwing doors, a direct homage to the 1950s original, giving it one of the most recognizable silhouettes in automotive history. The Mercedes AMG GTR C190 is the hardcore, track-focused evolution of the AMG GT lineup, developed to deliver maximum performance on both road and circuit. Introduced in 2017, it sits above the standard AMG GT and GTS models, featuring extensive aerodynamic, chassis, and powertrain upgrades inspired by Mercedes-AMG's motorsport experience. At its core is a 4-liter twin-turbocharged M178 V8 engine producing around 577 horsepower and 700 newton-meters of torque, paired with a 7-speed AMG speed-shift dual-clutch transmission mounted at the rear in a transaxle layout for near-perfect weight distribution. This setup allows the GTR to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 3.5 seconds, with a top speed of around 198 miles per hour. What sets the GTR apart is its aggressive chassis tuning. It features rear-wheel steering, adaptive coilover suspension, wider tracks, and extensive use of lightweight components. The aerodynamic package is heavily revised, including a large fixed rear wing, front splitter, and active underbody airflow management to maximize downforce and stability at high speeds. The Mercedes AMG CLS63 Black Series is one of the most extreme and focused AMG models ever built, designed as a road-legal race car based on the standard CLS63 but heavily re-engineered for performance. Produced between 2007 and 2009, it is powered by the legendary 6.2-liter naturally aspirated M156 V8, producing around 500 horsepower and 630 newton-meters of torque, sent exclusively to the rear wheels through a 7-speed AMG automatic gearbox. What sets the Black Series apart is its complete transformation from the standard CLK. It features a wide-body kit, aggressive aerodynamics, a fully revised suspension setup, and extensive weight reduction, including the removal of rear seats in many configurations. The chassis is significantly stiffer, with adjustable coilover suspension and track-focused geometry that makes it far more precise and responsive than the standard car. Performance is brutal for its era, with 0 to 60 miles per hour achieved in roughly 4.0 seconds and a top speed limited to around 186 miles per hour. The Mercedes AMG CLS63 Coupe is a high-performance luxury SUV coupe that combines AMG V8 power with bold styling and everyday practicality. In its 2018 specification, it is powered by a 5.5-liter twin-turbocharged M157 V8 engine producing around 577 horsepower and 760 to 770 newton-meters of torque, depending on market tuning. This allows it to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 4.2 to 4.5 seconds, making it one of the quickest SUVs of its time. The CLS63 Coupe uses AMG Performance 4MATIC all-wheel drive, giving it strong traction in all conditions and improving stability under hard acceleration. Despite its size and weight, it delivers serious straight-line performance, supported by a 7-speed AMG speed-shift automatic gearbox that provides fast, aggressive shifts when driven in sport modes. Chassis-wise, it is tuned for a mix of comfort and performance, with AMG adaptive suspension that keeps the body controlled during cornering while still maintaining long-distance cruising comfort. However, its character is more focused on power and presence than precision handling. The Mercedes AMG SL63 R231 is a high-performance luxury roadster that blends open-top grand touring comfort with serious AMG V8 power. Produced from 2012 to 2020, it sits in the SL lineup as the performance-focused variant, combining long-distance refinement with strong straight-line speed. Early versions were powered by a 5.5-liter twin-turbocharged M157 V8, producing around 537 horsepower and 800 Newton-meters of torque, while later facelift models upgraded to the 4-liter twin-turbocharged M177 V8, delivering up to around 577 horsepower depending on specification. This allowed the SL63 to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 3.5 to 4.0 seconds, making it one of the fastest convertibles of its time. Despite its performance, the SL63 is fundamentally a grand tourer. It features an aluminium-intensive retractable hardtop roof, aromatic air suspension, and multiple driving modes that allow it to switch between relaxed cruising and aggressive AMG performance. The chassis is tuned for high-speed stability, making it exceptionally composed on motorways and long-distance routes. The Mercedes AMG C63 W204 is one of the most iconic modern AMG sedans, known for its aggressive character, naturally aspirated V8, and raw driving feel. Produced from 2008 to 2015, it is powered by the legendary 6.2-liter M156 V8 engine, delivering around 451 horsepower in standard form and up to 480 horsepower in later performance editions like the Black Series. Torque sits at roughly 600 Newton-meters, sent to the rear wheels through a 7-speed automatic gearbox. The standout feature of the C63 is its engine response and sound. The naturally aspirated V8 delivers instant throttle reaction with no turbo lag, paired with one of the most aggressive exhaust notes ever fitted to a production saloon. It can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 4.4 seconds, but the real focus is its driving emotion rather than outright efficiency. Chassis-wise, the W204 uses a widened track, uprated suspension, and reinforced components to handle the massive engine. The Mercedes AMG E63 W212 is one of the most important performance executive saloons of the 2010s, marking a major shift in AMG's engineering direction. Produced from 2009 to 2016, it initially launched with a naturally aspirated 6.2-liter M156 V8, producing around 525 horsepower, delivering immediate throttle response and a raw, high-revving character that defined early AMG performance sedans. In 2011, the facelift introduced a major change: the 5.5-liter twin-turbocharged M157 V8, boosting output to between 518 and 577 horsepower depending on specification, with significantly more torque and improved real-world performance. This allowed the E63 to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in as little as 3.6 to 4.0 seconds in later S models, making it one of the fastest saloons of its era. Despite the shift to turbocharging, the E63 retained a rear-wheel drive layout in early versions, with later models introducing optional 4MATIC all-wheel drive for improved traction. The Mercedes AMG CLS63 AMG W218 is a high-performance 4-door coupe that blends executive luxury with classic AMG V8 brutality. Produced from 2011 to 2018, it is based on the sleek CLS shooting brake style design, combining coupe-like styling with saloon practicality. Early versions were powered by the 5.5-liter twin-turbocharged M157 V8, producing around 525 horsepower, while later S and facelift models increased output to up to 585 horsepower and 800 Newton-meters of torque. This gave the CLS63 AMG serious performance, with 0 to 60 miles per hour times as low as 3.6 to 4.0 seconds depending on specification, placing it firmly in super saloon territory. One of the most notable characteristics of the CLS63 is its aggressive rear-wheel drive setup in early models, delivering a more traditional AMG driving feel with strong rear-end character and high-speed stability. Later versions also introduced 4MATIC all-wheel drive, significantly improving traction and real-world acceleration. The Mercedes AMG S63 W222 is a flagship performance luxury saloon that blends executive comfort with serious AMG V8 power. Produced from 2013 to 2020, it sits at the top of the S-Class range, combining cutting-edge technology with high-performance engineering. Early versions used a 5.5-liter twin-turbocharged M157 V8, producing around 577 horsepower and 900 newton-meters of torque, while later facelift models switched to the 4-liter twin-turbocharged M177 V8, still delivering up to 612 horsepower depending on specification. With this level of power, the S63 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in as little as 3.4 to 4.0 seconds, depending on wheelbase and drivetrain configuration. Despite its performance, the S63 remains focused on luxury and refinement. It features aromatic air suspension, adaptive damping, and advanced driving modes that allow it to glide silently in comfort or deliver aggressive acceleration when required. Some versions also offered AMG Performance 4MATIC plus all-wheel drive for improved traction and stability. The Mercedes AMG G63 W463 is one of the most recognizable and extreme luxury off-road performance SUVs ever built, combining military-derived ruggedness with modern AMG power and prestige. The latest V8-powered versions are driven by a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged AMG V8 engine, producing around 577 horsepower and 850 newton-meters of torque in the G63 specification, giving it serious straight-line performance despite its boxy, heavy design. With permanent all-wheel drive, 3 locking differentials, and a ladder frame chassis, the G63 retains true off-road capability, but its character is now heavily performance-oriented. It can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 4.3 to 4.5 seconds, which is remarkable for a vehicle of its size and weight. The engine's instant torque delivery and aggressive exhaust note make it feel far more like a muscle SUV than a traditional off-roader. The driving experience is unique. High seating position, heavy but deliberate steering, and a firm AMG tune suspension that prioritizes stability.